Hello, class. Dr. Miller here. Welcome to week 4. Before we start talking about the week 4 assignments, I have a couple of things that I want to touch on. First off, if you are missing any work from weeks 1, 2, or 3, please submit that as soon as possible so that I can update your scores and we can see that you're back on track. I want you to succeed. There is a reason why you decided to go back to school, that you made that plunge. You wanted to make a change in your life. This is an important part of it. So I want you to achieve that dream. In order to do that, you have to do the hard work, and the hard work is finishing the work. So get that in as soon as possible. The second thing that I want to touch on is the announcement and post that I put in our classroom last week that had to do with the accountability partners or study buddies. If you didn't see it, make sure you go back and review it. I highly recommend that you consider it. I had an accountability partner when I was in school, and I found it extremely beneficial. Your friends and families may be cheerleaders for you and may be supporting you in this endeavor, but who really knows what you're going through? Your classmates. They're right there with you going through the classes. So think about and consider finding an accountability partner, and I'm willing to help you do that. So think about it. All right, so here we are in week 4. Our overarching topic for week 4 is health information processes. So, of course, the first thing that you are going to do is review the lecture material. Also, make sure that you have downloaded and saved the lecture material. That's going to be extremely important this week. Your first graded assignment is the week 4 discussion. The revenue cycle encompasses the life of a patient account beginning at registration to payment services. So it is a cycle. It starts with the patient either walking in or calling for an appointment. That is the beginning of the life cycle of revenue. The patient makes that appointment. They register. You receive all of that important information from them regarding who's going to pay for that. The provider sees the patient. The provider submits billing for that patient. The billing staff or the coding staff, sometimes they're called patient financial services team, names like that, will review the documentation and the coding, and the patient's insurance payer, they'll submit that claim or that encounter for payment. Will receive, hopefully, payment in. We might get a denial. We might say that this is going towards the patient's deductible. Then do we need to touch that information again? Hopefully not, because every time we touch it, it costs money, right? So then hopefully we are receiving payment, maximum payment, according to the services that were provided and the patient's payer, whether it's self-pay or it's a PPO and you're working with a contracted fee schedule, or maybe it's managed care and you're making sure that you've got co-payments, but you want to make sure that it's as accurate and complete as possible. Okay, so back to this discussion. The revenue cycle encompasses the life of a patient account beginning at registration to payment of services. Medical coding, a step within the cycle, is a process where patient encounters are coded for procedures and diagnosis for proper reimbursement. It's essential that coding is accurate as it aids in the billing process. The use of technology and information systems have improved the accuracy of how claims are coded. Now, this is what we want you to be thinking about. Think about a time when you or a family member or a friend, there was a medical claim that was denied for care. If it wasn't you, it wasn't a family member, talk to friends, talk to coworkers. That's your research. Describe the impact that this had or could have had on the relationship with your provider. How do you think technology will continue to impact coding or the revenue cycle to prevent the denial of submitted claims? Make sure that you are participating, no later than Wednesday. I want you to have that runway to be able to participate over at least 3 days to have an opportunity to earn full credit. Make sure you're responding to your classmates. Make sure that you are going back and taking a look at your initial post to see who has responded to you. Acknowledge those responses. In fact, I will likely post in the announcement today or tomorrow a close the loop award for those that participated, went back and took a look at who responded to them and continued that discussion. Right, so that is your discussion board. Your next assignment, and this is a big one, this is 10% of your grade, it's your midterm exam. Assessment is worth 10% of your grade, contains a combination of 25 multiple choice, true and false, and matching questions. It's not timed, so don't feel that pressure, but you only have one attempt, and each question is worth 4 points. Where are these questions coming from? These questions are coming from your lecture materials. That's why it says it's critical to make sure that you have downloaded and saved the lectures from weeks 1, 2, 3, and 4. That is where this information is coming from. So before you start the midterm, number one, make sure you've saved those lectures. Make sure you review those lectures. And then your final assignment this week is your reflection. And the reflection instructions are patients' records may be accessible to health professionals to best care for all patients seeking care when the information is accurate in records. Patients are able to be cared for in an efficient and effective manner. Both of those are important, efficiency and effectiveness, which results in an improved health outcome. Accuracy in the number and filing systems also helps to improve the accessibility of patient records. So think about the last time you or a loved one visited a health facility and were registered as a patient. Describe the process, what technology was used to register and identify you. Explain how the technology employed improved this process, or what could be done to improve this process in the future. You are writing in at least 150 words. All right. If you have any questions or concerns between now and next Saturday, when your assignments are due, don't hesitate to reach out to me. And again, if you have any outstanding work from weeks 1, 2, or 3, please turn that in ASAP. All right. Have a great week, everyone.